Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Lift the way up. Good evening, everyone. Oh, we can do better than that. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. All right, welcome to our 2022 commencement exercises. As we get ready to start this festive night, I want to bring up one of our special guests to do our special welcome for us today. We are privileged to have our very own friend of BDJ, Mayor Brandon Scott.
Good evening. Please be seated, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I thought we were graduating today. Good evening, everyone. It is so great to be here with you. First and foremost, class of 2022 from BDJ. Congratulations, young men, and thank you. You guys have made it through. You persevered. You proved people wrong about what they say about Baltimore's young men, and for that, we thank you, celebrate you today. But it is my honor to be here with you all. I want to thank all of the teachers, the counselors, the staff, your administrators, your parents, your families, your friends, everyone who have poured into these young men, not just over these past few years, but for all of their life to get them to this point. This is your day too. We know it takes a village to raise young men, especially in Baltimore City, and you have been that village that helped get these young people today, so thank you very much. We know that this generation is our most precious resource, and it's our obligation to make sure that they grow into the best version of themselves. But 2022, I want to let you know just a few things before I take my seat. Graduating from high school is no small feat. In 2 days, I'll be celebrating my 20th reunion of graduating from high school. And we all know that each and every one of you have overcome obstacles, big and small, to make this day a reality for you. You have shown the world what Baltimore is truly about: grit, determination, and excellence. No matter the circumstance that you grew up in, hardship you face, or the adversity that tried to keep you from your greatness, you made it to today and walked into that greatness. Today is possible only because you remain steadfast and committed and believe in yourselves and each other. And more importantly, you're showing the world what your generation is capable of. Young men, one of the hardest things to do in life for anyone, especially young men growing up in this city, is to become. And my challenge to each and every one of you today, gentlemen, is to become who you are meant to be. Step inch by inch into your purpose, your potential, and the endless possibility that tomorrow holds for you. Because while today we celebrate you, we're going to enjoy you, we want you to enjoy and remember this moment forever, you are just beginning. This is not the end. This is the beginning of your life's journey into your full purpose. Remember, you can do whatever you set your mind to do. The only thing that can stop you from that is you. The great Muhammad Ali said it very simply, that impossible is nothing. Each and every one of you has a gift, but you can either manifest your talent or watch someone else live out your dream. That choice is yours. Hear me when I say, don't sit on the sidelines of life and let opportunities pass you by. Make the most out of every single moment that comes your way, because it might be your last. No matter where life takes you after today, young men, know that each and every one of you has something special to contribute to the world. Know that you are much bigger than a hashtag or what people say about young men from Baltimore on TV at night. No one but you can keep you from your greatness, and no one but you is responsible for you not getting there. I believe in you. Your family believes in you. Your city is behind you. The only question that remains is, how much do you believe in yourself and each other? Congratulations, class of 2022. Celebrate, enjoy, and continue to be great. Thank you.
I believe now we have a message from our CEO.
As the CEO of Baltimore City Public Schools, I am so pleased and excited to extend my sincere congratulations to the class of 2022. I also want to thank and congratulate your families, neighbors, community members, as well as the school leaders and staff who have worked alongside you and supported you in reaching this goal today. Words cannot describe how proud I am of each and every one of you. Your hard work and perseverance enabled you to reach this moment. Some of you have overcome incredible obstacles like 18 months of disruption caused by COVID-19, and others have just had personal challenges and struggles. But one thing that we know today is you are here because you dug in, you worked hard, and now the world gets to enjoy all the talents and gifts that you are bringing. You are the future and present leaders of Baltimore City. You are the ones who are going to take forth this torch today at graduation to say to the world that you have something positive to contribute. We are thrilled to be launching you officially. We know that the world needs all that you have. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all of you. We wish you the best of success in your life after Baltimore City Schools, but know that we will always be here to support you. Know that we will always be here to celebrate you, and thank you for being the class of 2022.
Thank you, Mayor Scott, and thank you, Dr. Santelises, for those words. In true BDJ fashion, we want to start our program out how we start every day. So at this time, I'd like to bring Scholar Mauricio to the stage to start us off with our Scholar's Creed.
Everyone, please stand for the Scholar's Creed. Today is a new day. I let go of yesterday. Today I will make a pledge to do my best. I intend to work to my maximum potential. I will tackle all assignments with diligence and determination. To the BDJ community, I pledge to show compassion, consideration, and courtesy. This is my daily pledge for success. As a community of learners, leaders, and achievers, we, the scholars of BDJ Academy, dedicate ourselves to becoming academically excellent and socially responsible, for promoting the core values of our learning community. I have the power within me to live my dreams. I have greatness. I'm going to the top. Yes, I can. Yes, I will.
Thank you for that, Marco. And that last one we heard, that creed, was written to this class by our late Dr. Young. So we want to make sure that we said that today in remembrance of our great Dr. Young today. All right, so next I would like to bring up Miss Markeisha Phillips to give us our invocation.
Good evening, everyone. I've been asked to do an invocation, and I'm going to do that by giving gratitude for each and every one of you. Every young person in this front row I've had the opportunity to be with, to talk to know, and to get to know over several years, so I'm really grateful. So to our Creator, you can bow your head and acknowledge your Creator in whatever way feels comfortable. Dear Creator, we thank you for these young men, for the gift of their presence in our lives. We thank you for their families that have brought them to this place. We thank you for their grace and courage to persevere. We thank you that the road has been made clear for them, that the world is ready for who they are and what they have to offer. I thank you for watching over them and bringing them to places of greatness. And also along the way that they experience kindness, wisdom, compassion, good mentors and teachers, whether they be in the classroom or in the lives that they live on a regular basis. We thank you for that. We thank you that the answer has already been given. We are so blessed to have them in our lives as a part of us. And we send you on your way to this next phase of your life with all the faith of knowing that God loves you and so do we. May that love guide you. May that love keep you. May that love protect you. May it lift you up and keep you in all things. We say thank you. Let it be so. Amen.
Thank you, Mrs. Phillips. So to start us off, good evening once again. I am Dr. Ryan Durr, the proud principal of Bluford Jemison STEM Academy. On behalf of the Bluford Jemison STEM Academy family, I want to welcome you to our 2022 commencement exercises. Graduates, you have worked extremely hard to make it to this day and has reached this first milestone. Today is a day that we will celebrate you. As we begin our ceremony, I want to introduce some very special people who are with us today. First, I want to introduce our BDJ staff. So any members of our BDJ staff, please stand at this time to be acknowledged. Next, I want to introduce our esteemed platform guests that I have here with me that have graciously given of their time to be with us tonight. First, we already heard from our esteemed mayor, Mr. Brandon Scott. All right. Give it up for Mayor Scott. From our Baltimore City Schools Board of Commissioners, we have Commissioner Durrell. Our Network 4 ILED, Dr. Henderson. Our friend of BDJ and always a true supporter of us in our school and what we do, Mr. Moss. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my amazing assistant principal, Dr. Kim Felton. Also want to acknowledge our class advisors, Ms. Jean Mason, as well as Ms. Ganges. And you'll hear from this gentleman sitting over here, you'll hear from him shortly. He'll tell you a little bit about himself. All right? All right, so at this time, let's get it started. All right? At this time, I would like to bring up Scholar Christian Young, who is now going to introduce our valedictorian.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Young. I am here to introduce the valedictorian for BDJ. So, my buddy, Lawrence Somerville, is a great scholar, great leader, and also, might I say, a great friend of mine. He interns for the Mayor's City Department and is the vice president of the senior class. He's always been very helpful to me, our classmates during tough assignments, and has motivated us to get things done. It is one thing to be the top of your class. It is another to do it while bringing others along the way. It is no surprise that he's been selected to 5 colleges. And those 5 colleges are University of Maryland Eastern Shore, University of Maryland Baltimore County, and Hood College, and Washington College, and McDaniel College, where he was awarded a merit scholarship of $45,000. Graduating with a 4.0, it is my honor to introduce my best buddy, Lawrence Somerville, as a class Victorian of 2022.
At our farewell, our teacher, Mr. E, spoke greatly about the influences of others and how no one on this planet can do everything alone. This sentiment resonated with me because throughout my time at BDJ, I have encountered moments that tempted me to throw in the towel. Fortunately, I was surrounded by great teachers, mentors, peers, and family that uplifted and inspired me to persevere through those challenges. BDJ has enhanced and developed my perception of loyalty. You will learn the truth about the people around you when you are at your lowest point, and I can attest to this. Through the difficulties of these years, I have seen people for who they really are. Some have been bad, and plenty have been ugly, but today, I stand here grateful for the people I have in my life today. In these times especially, it is pivotal to surround yourself with people who bring out the best in you. Cherish the people who motivate and encourage you, but still hold you accountable. Do not take these people for granted because their discreet but effective impact is needed. For me, the slightest gesture, the slightest moment, the slightest act you share with a loved one has meaning. I am blessed to have had a mentor like Dr. Young, who told me in my doubts that I have the power within me to live my dream. I am thankful for my mother, who for 17 years raised me and led my family through adversity. I am honored to have teachers like Mr. E, who forge relationships with his students that goes beyond academics. I am pleased to have peers like Tyshawn Hughes, who has been a good friend of mine since the 6th grade. Thank you for everyone who showed love at the lowest and highest points, and I hope to have your support moving forward. Thank you.
Good evening, 2022 graduates. You all look amazing. All right, I'm going to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening. Damien Villanova was born in Baltimore, Maryland, and raised by doctors Barry and Margot Young, both educators within the Baltimore City public school system. Mr. Villanova was ordained as a minister in 2011 and is currently enrolled as a Dean's List student at Grand Canyon University pursuing his degree in Christian Studies. After graduating from Forest Park High School, Mr. Villanova went on to serve his country in the United States Marine Corps until he retired in 2017 after serving 21 years of honorable service. Since retirement, Mr. Villanova has been working as government contractor with the Department of the Navy. This September 2022, Mr. Villanova will be showcasing his exotic skin handbag line that was established in 2009 at New York Fashion Week. He is currently a candidate for the Board of Education at large for the Calvert County Public School System. Mr. Villanova has married for over 20 years to wife Tanis, a Marine Corps combat veteran and candidate for United States Congress, Maryland District 5. They live in Calvert County with their 3 school-aged children. Everybody, let's give it up for our keynote speaker for this evening.
Wow, that was a lot. First, I want to thank the 51st Mayor for Baltimore, Brandon Scott, Dr. Barr, Dr. Felton, my mom, Dr. Margot Young, and of course, the BDG staff. I appreciate you all. Thank you all. Without you all, none of this could be accomplished. So thank you all. So I was given the honor of being the commencement speaker today. I'm not used to being stuck behind a podium. I like to move around, but I'll try to do my best. So here we are today, and it's been a ride, gentlemen. It's been a ride. I'm going to talk a little bit about my dad, Dr. Young, and I'm going to give you 3 points to walk away from this. Okay? So what a big loss we took in October. We lost a great guy. We lost some of y'all viewed him as a hero. I look at you all as being my brothers, only because we have the same common person in our life, Dr. Young. So I'm referring to him as Dad. I'm referring to you all as my brothers. But one thing you can take away from him is this, as we honor that loss. We honor that loss by remembering those funny, quirky things that he did, the wise cracks that he'd had. You all probably thought that he was locked into some 1980s, 1970s era of his jokes, and you're like, that was so corny, Dr. Young. But that was his quirkiness, that was his wittiness, and believe it or not, the things, the vernacular that you all used, he looked at y'all like, what is that word? He actually knew what that was. He was always in tune. He was always dialed in. Another thing, his vocabulary, his vast vocabulary. He'll come up with words that you all will have to question if that was a real word. Y'all go to the dictionary, you're getting little phones and say, that is a real word. But that was one of the things that that we take back. One of the things that we make it part of ourselves. Another thing we take into consideration when we had that loss was his passion. His passion to teach, his passion for learning, his passion for inspiring, motivating, pushing. That was a passion he had. Many times I've talked to him before his death, and we talked about you all, you guys. And he talked about how much he was inspired by you all, and sometimes he got upset because they weren't getting it, and he'll go back through and say, he would have conversations about he will redo some of the lessons because he wanted to make sure you all got it, and that's important. We don't want you to walk out there and not be equipped for the real world. Another thing is that, we ask this question, how do we move on from here, We move on with his memories. That's how we do it. We move forward with his memories, the quirkiness that he has, We also use those memories to motivate us, to push us forward to the next level. It's okay to talk about his loss. It really is. Actually, that does, I'm pretty sure the counselors talked to you all about his loss and how it's good to talk about it because now you get a chance to move forward, by talking about it. It's real. It happened. Honor those memories, Honor those memories. Even the way He even talked about other things that you all had no clue what they were. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to even, pick up some of his gestures. Him, he was an old guy, but he can move quick for like a quick second. He can get up and get to the door real fast. But those are quirky gestures that you walk and, talk about, laugh about, remember him about. Finally, it's okay to cry. Crying is healing. Crying is one way that you can move yourself forward through that moment. Think about it. Sit back and in the quiet time, just think about it. Lastly, I'm going to leave you with this. Make your mark. Make your mark. Don't just sit on the sideline. Make your mark. Be different. Challenge yourself to be different. Challenge yourself to go outside your box. I'm going to give you a story. When I was young, I grew up in Baltimore. When I was young, my dad used to always make me iron 5 dress shirts, collar shirts. And he did that for a reason. He did that for actually a couple of reasons, but I'm going to point out 2. The first reason was so that if something happened in Baltimore back in the 80s and the 90s, if you wore a T-shirt and some jeans, you were that was the quickest thing that somebody identified you with, is jeans and a T-shirt. But if you have a dress shirt on and some jeans, it can't be you. Be different. Be different. Challenge yourself to be different. Another thing that actually helped me out with my forward thinking as far as being a designer, wanting to be different, wanting to look good, look like I'm put together very well. But that's a story that I want to leave with you, because that's how you make your mark. You make your mark by being different, being a peculiar person, being someone who's a star jumper, being someone who goes outside the box. Motivate each other. Push yourself. You are your best and worst critic. Listen to yourself. And as you listen to yourself, let those things come to your mind, motivate you. Let that be the impetus for where you're going to go next. Because this is just the starting point. When we were born, we were given a year. When we perish, we're going to have another year. You know what's important? That dash. Make your dash count. College might be for some of y'all. Military might be for some of y'all. Vocational training might be for some of y'all. Your purpose is already here, guys. It's already inside you. You have to find your purpose within. Find it. And when you find it, run with it. Run with it. I'm going to leave you with this. In life, you're given a lot of choices. Choices are things that you decide to move forward or move backwards or move to the left or to the right. But before you make that choice, think about it. Think about that choice. Think about the pros and the cons. Think about how it's going to hurt you or it's going to better you. But when you make that choice, stand by it. Stand by it. That's what being a young man, going to be a man, is about being. Standing by your choices, standing on your choices. You're going to have a couple of things, people around you who's going to motivate you. You're going to have a couple of people who are going to push you back. But always try your best to keep people around you that speaks life. Life to you. Let them be able to correct you when you're wrong. And listen to them, value it. Because you don't want a bunch of yes men around you. And yes women, because they're going to affect your choice. Protect your circle. Protect your circle. Your circle should comprise of people that are better or people that you want to aspire to be. That's your circle. I congratulate you all on this great day. I know you're going to do great things. After today, I'm going to give you something that I want to make sure is with my personal phone number, because I believe in each and every one of you all 13 of you all. And I want to be that person, that lifeline you can reach out and call. I want to be a mentor to you because I know what my dad put inside you all. And I mean that. When you call, I might be a busy person. You heard my bio. I might be a busy person, but I always stop. I freeze when I have a certain code come through and a phone number. I freeze because that person who has that code is very important to me. So I challenge you all, find your purpose inside and make great choices. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you so much, Mr. Villanova. Thank you so much for those words. All right. Well, let's get to it, guys. I know y'all sitting, y'all ready, ain't you? Y'all ready? You sure? All right, well, let's go. Let's go. All right, so I am being charged with the recommendation of our class. I am charged with the recommendation of the class. In recognition of the records and achievements of the students of this class, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me as the principal of Bluford Jemison STEM Academy West, I certify that these students have met the graduation requirements of both the Baltimore City Public Schools and the Maryland State Department of Education. I take pleasure in recommending to you the graduating class of 2022. Now, I have the honor of presenting to you Michael Moss, the Director of Academic Recovery.
Acknowledging the certification and the recommendation by the principal and by the authority vested in me as Director of Academic Recovery, I take pleasure in presenting to you the graduating class of 2022 for the conferring of diplomas. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor of presenting to you Dr. Darrell Brooks, Commissioner of the Baltimore City School Board.
Thank you. And so in recognition of the certification of these graduates, the recommendation of the principal, and the acknowledgement of the Director of Academic Recovery, and by the virtue invested in me as a Commissioner of the Baltimore City School Board, I take the utmost pleasure in accepting the graduating class of 2022 to the conferring of high school diplomas. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. All right. So now's the time. Mr. Washington, will you please join us at the podium as we now will give out some diplomas.
Oh, my bad. All right. Good evening, everybody. We're going to go through this again. Good evening, everybody. Thank you, thank you. To my guys, I'm proud of every last one of y'all. The one thing that makes me happiest about Bluford since I've been here as my third year as you guys' counselor, each year our graduating class gets a little bit bigger. So I like to congratulate you guys on your accomplishments, and like I said, I'm proud of y'all. I can't wait to see what y'all do later, okay? So one more time. What's up, players? All right, so when you hear your name, please come on the stage and get your diploma. Jaquan Griffin. Patrick Grizzle. Yeah, I got you. Azim Harris. Libyan Heron. Congrats, my guy. Malik Hubbard. Congrats, Libyan. Tyshawn Hughes. Marco Mauricio. Yeah, big fella. Avion McDaniel. Oh, come on. Keon Patterson. Yeah, dummy. Lamar Rivers. My God, yeah. Michael Stepp. Yeah, boy. Lawrence Somerville. Last but not certainly least, Miss Singletary's trusty sidekick, Christian Young. Let's give it up one more time for the graduating class.
All right, one more time. Let's give it up for the class of 2022. All right, next, before we end, I want to bring up Dr. Margot Young to give us a special presentation.
Good evening, graduates and parents. I salute all of you because this is indeed a milestone for you and your family. Have a minute or 2 minutes? One. 1 minute? Okay, I can say it real fast. I'll say this. Okay, two. I've heard Somerville, I've heard Jaquan, I've heard your names, because being teachers, when teachers get home, they have to talk. So, you know, they debrief. So I've heard some of the stories and some of the tales and some of the challenges and all of those good things. And I just want to say that I'm very happy for all of you. I'm excited about your graduation because this is a new beginning for you. Some of you are going on to college, and let me say this, because you're not going to college in the fall, it doesn't mean that you won't get there. Because as you move on, you may find that you need to go to work for a while. Maybe you want to work for a while. Perhaps you don't even know what you want to do. I'll tell you a secret. Even those who go to college, they major in one thing and they change their mind before they graduate or right after they graduate. You'll even start a career and even change your mind once you're in it. It's just that going on to higher education, it at least gives you challenges to face, routines to get used to. It helps you to develop as a person. You'll meet and interact with people that you will never meet within your 10-block radius of where you live. That's what you need. I say often that Baltimore is the biggest little city because there are indeed, and I know I had been teaching for 40-some years, but in talking with students, sometimes they didn't have all their geography right. They weren't too sure of where states were or how long it would take to get to another place because they hadn't done that much traveling. They hadn't really looked at maps. And that's what continuing with your education will do for you. Talking to people who are going on to college. It's an experience that you want because you know for yourself, you see enough commercials, you can get on a plane and travel around the world if you have the dollars for it. So you want to make sure that you get a job, okay? If you're going on to college, fine, you do that. But get a job. You need a job. Your parents aren't going to take care of you. And you can't live at home forever. They want you to leave, hopefully in the fall. Now? Okay. At least 2 weeks, come on now. Okay, I say all that to say that the world is open for you. You have to make good choices, you have to make right choices. And as an educator for high school students, I would very often say the choices that you make today are not just for you. They're for that family that you anticipate having. It determines where you're going to live with that family. It determines what you're going to eat. Yeah, what you're going to drive, because in gas is $5. My goodness, you know? So you need to make the right choices to be where you want to be in the future. And I'm not trying to say that money is everything. It's not. But you want a certain level of comfort. And to get that nowadays, you need some money, okay? I guess I've said enough of that. Thank you. I haven't talked to a lot of people for a long time, so yeah. Okay. There was a scholarship that was set up for Dr. Barry K. Young, and we had several young men who did some writing, and we did choose one as the top winner. And then there are also several students that we want to note today. And the first one that I'd like to have to come up is Jaquan Griffin. I told you it's a long walk. You gotta walk faster. Hi. Don't ignore the mayor. Here, sir. Congratulations. Okay, Marco Mauricio. The next young man coming up, I understand that he is really not wasting any time. He's decided to go into a trade school, HVAC, and if anybody's called somebody for HVAC, you know he's going to have some money. Okay, so I'd like to have Keon Patterson to come up.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Shake the mayor's hand. Okay, I need to call him. Do you do mini splits? Nobody does mini splits. The Mitsubishi Mini Sport? All right. As part of the last scholarship that we're handing out, Mr. Somerville, Lawrence Somerville, come up, please. The students were required to write how they would like to impact the community in a positive way and to give back once they graduate. And Mr. Somerville's was the best letter, and he can share it with his family if he hasn't done so already. Congratulations, sir. $700. And that's all for me. Thank you.
All right. We want to definitely thank the Young family. We started this scholarship this year in honor of Dr. Barry Young, one of our esteemed teachers, one of our friends, one of our mentors, and we're going to continue to keep this scholarship going to assist our young men as they progress to their next step of their life. All right? All right, guys. I told y'all I was going to say a little something before we left. We're getting ready to get up out of here, all right? Ms. Jackson, we on time. Look, we're going to be on time. We getting out of here. All right. Guys, you know, I talked to you last week at Farewell, and I told you how much, you know, you guys meant to me, but you know you all hold a very special place in my heart, you know. You all were my first babies. This was my first group. When I became principal in Baltimore City, they were all ninth graders. We learned together. We grew together. When I came in and I didn't know my way in the high school and I didn't know my way in a new place, they were in the same boat with me. These are my guys. I love each and every one of these young men. 3 things I'm going to leave you with, all right, as you move to this next stage in your life. First and foremost, keep your God first, all right? Trust, believe. Know that you are never alone. Never. Secondly, don't let anyone in this world tell you that you can't reach your goals, your dreams, and don't let anybody deter you from your dreams. I will tell you, if you talk to my mother and you asked her where I was going to be, 30-something years from today, I'm not too sure what she would say. She definitely wouldn't say I'd be up here on a podium talking to you all. I know that she wouldn't say that. I had so many peoples and doubters that didn't believe that I can do what I wanted to do and be who I wanted to be. I'm sure everybody on this stage has somebody who told them what they couldn't do, who they couldn't be, where they couldn't go. But you know what we did? We proved them wrong. Don't ever let anybody deter you from what you got your mind set to. You got the tools, make it happen. Last but not least, and we talked about this, and Mr. E talked about this when he talked, and a couple of our speakers talked about this, and last but not least is you got to tell your story. You have a story to tell. Lawrence, when you were up here, you talked about those times when you wanted to give up, when you wanted to throw in the towel. I can guarantee every single person in here has had that. You never know how you telling your story is going to affect someone else. You reaching back and pulling up one of these young brothers behind you. They're in the same boat. They're struggling. They're going through it. They're feeling it. You got to tell your story. Let everybody know where you started and where you've gotten to. Make it happen, gentlemen. Class of 2022, I commend each and every one of you. I love you. But I got one more thing I need you to do. Class of 2022, please stand up. And I want you to look around because there's somebody in here that helped you here. Somebody here. So class 2022, I want you to give an applause to those who have been here and are here right now for you and have been here for you for your whole life. Give it up for your families and friends, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters. All right? We are at the end. Gentlemen, I love you. Keep progressing. And congratulations. Thank you. I almost forgot. You know that. Look, I'm not. You see, the mayor done so many of these. He told me he can run this, so I should have let him. Gentlemen, you are officially graduates now. So I need you to please move your tassel to the other side of your cap, and you are officially graduates of Baltimore City Bluford Jemison STEM Academy. Everybody give it up for these young men.